Yeah, thank you for coming to the crib, making my smell the best it ever been, man. I appreciate it, man. I always hire you. I always mess with you because you my guy. And your shit is the best.
Co-signed by Nori, Fat Joe, Pitbull, and Monica, to name a few. Chef Teach's mac and cheese is a chart-topping hit. Just call it liquid gold.
I did this based on passion and legacy.
Just a handful of years ago, Derek Turton, otherwise known as Chef Teach, was promoting some of music's biggest artists. The same people he used to promote, now eat with him. He parlayed a successful career in music into a thriving business called the House of Mac. Chef Teach did go to culinary school. His first job was working at Red Lobster. That didn't last long.
Even though I got into like the music business and stuff like that, I would always still cook like therapeutically. Like I hated working in a restaurant, but I've always loved the art of cooking, right? Like, and it's always been like my happy spot. Like I lose myself in the kitchen.
In the early 2000s, the Brooklyn native was doing club promotions in Miami. A chance meeting led him to working with Miami rapper Luke, which turned into promoting a then unknown Pitbull. All the while, those same artists toiling away in the studio would get hungry.
I would cook something for Ferg in the studio and he would post it.
And those pictures of the food looking as good as they do went up on social media and caught the attention of rapper Bun B of UGK.
Everybody talking about barbecuing and boiling some crawfish. Now, man, I wish I was in Miami. I hit up Big T's House of Mac, man, and give me some of that lobster mac and cheese for real.
Bun was like the first person that was like, I think you should take the cooking thing a little bit more seriously. I think you got something special and I think you should follow it.
So while Chef Teach was in the music biz, he'd still cook on the side. Sort of like that uncle on the grill.
Every fight party, we're doing a barbecue. Every chance that we got a chance to celebrate, we would do these barbecues at my house, and I would always just cook.
Realizing he was no longer giving his artists 100%, he knew he couldn't have one foot in and one foot out. But a tragedy would jolt him into cooking full time.
So my father passed away suddenly in 2013. He's Trinidadian, real stubborn. My dad was like one of those dudes, he would never go to the hospital. He ain't doing none of that, right? Basically went under and made it through the surgery, but just complications after that. And he just basically never woke up. Well, when I actually landed in Detroit, he had passed like maybe 30 minutes before I landed. So I didn't even get to say goodbye.
It got Chef Teach to think about the legacy he wanted to leave behind.
So it was just like one of those things. It just kind of hit a light switch in my head and it just changed my whole trajectory. And of course, everybody looking at me like I got 3 heads on my shoulder because they like, you gonna walk away from the music business, had a successful career, had an 18-year run. You gonna walk away from that to go start a food truck? And I'm like, yeah.
And Chef Teach treated House of Mac just like a new artist he had to break.
I made my father's face. The face of my brand. He's always looking over my shoulder now. You know what I'm saying? Like he's always present in everything that I'm doing. But also it just represents something bigger than me, right?
When Chef Teach stopped working for Pitbull, his gift was some cash to help with startup costs. He never asked any of his high-profile friends for a dime or for any free promo either. But once they learned of his new endeavor, they lent him their support, posting on social media about how yummy the food was. For Chef Teach, that kind of promo is priceless. But what would his dad Keith think?
I've never actually been asked that question, as strange as it is. And so I don't know. I really don't know. But I know he will be proud of me, man.
With that angel on his shoulder, Chef Teach is moving forward. That food truck has now grown into 3 Miami area restaurants. So as it turns out, chasing his passion wasn't that crazy after all.
I'm just in a happy place. And I just feel like when you find that space in your life, that's a certain kind of wealth that you can't even compare to anything else. So I say follow your dreams.
For InsideEdition.com, I'm Stephanie Officer.